To run, uso uno, correr. Running is probably the purest and most traditional form of sport. Jamaican sprinter Usain Bolt is considered the fastest runner in the world. He holds the world record and Olympic record in the 100 meters and the 200-meter races. At the Beijing Olympics in 2008, Bolt set the world record running the 100-meter sprint in 9.69 seconds. He later beat his own record at the 2009 World Championships, running the race in 9.58 seconds. The 400-meter race is considered by many runners to be the hardest race to run because it requires a mix of endurance running and sprinting. The world record for the 400 meters is held by Michael Johnson, who ran the race in 43.18 seconds in Seville in 2009. Running is great exercise, and many people train for and run in marathons for personal health reasons or to set physical fitness goals for themselves. Both Madrid and Barcelona have popular marathons which attract thousands of runners each spring. Fauja Singh of India is known to be the oldest marathon runner in the world, having run in the London Marathon in April of 2012 at the age of 101. Number 1.
Ella subió la colina corriendo.
She ran up the hill. Number 2.
Nunca bajo las escaleras corriendo.
I never run down stairs. Number 3.
Él se gana la vida como corredor.
He makes his living as a runner. Number 4.
Él corre como un guepardo.
He runs like a cheetah. Number 5.
Se acercaron al banco corriendo.
They ran up to the bank. Interrogative challenge. Number 1. I can run for miles. How far can you run? Number 2. Usain Bolt is the fastest runner. Who is the fastest runner? Number 3. Andrew has been running for 20 years. How long has Andrew been running? Number 4. I ran to the school when I found out. Where did you run when you found out? Number 5. She's run 3 marathons so far this year. How many marathons has she run so far this year? To run, uso dos. Presentar una candidatura. I've never been interested in working in politics or running for a political position. In university, I ran for the position of treasurer of my university residence. I won the election, but I've never run for anything else. In the United States, candidates spend hundreds of millions of dollars running for leadership of the Republican and Democratic parties. The United States has a two-party system where the Republican and Democrat representatives run against each other in the presidential election. Third-party candidates may also run in elections, but very rarely win any. Currently, there are only 2 U.S. senators who are neither Democrat nor Republican. Billionaire businessman Ross Perot ran as an independent and received 18.9% of the popular vote for president. In 1995, he founded the Reform Party and ran as their representative in the 1996 presidential election. Number 1.
He decidido presentarme a presidente.
I've decided to run for president. Number 2.
Los 3 líderes de los partidos se presentaron a la presidencia.
The 3 party leaders ran for the presidency. Number 3.
Hay 4 candidatos que se presentan para la posición.
There are 4 candidates running for the position. Number 4.
Él será demasiado mayor para presentarse otra vez el año que viene.
He'll be too old to run again next year. Number 5.
¿Crees que él debería presentarse una vez más?
Do you think he should run one more time? Interrogative challenge. Number 1. Joe is running for president. Who is running for president? Number 2. I ran for office in 2000. When did you run for office? Number 3. There are 12 candidates running. How many candidates are running? Number 4. Ron Paul has run for president 3 times. How many times has Ron Paul run for president? Number 5. His age will keep him from running again. What will keep him from running again? To run. Dirigir. The idea of running a business. To run. Uso 3. Dirigir. The idea of running a business has always appealed to me. Entrepreneur is the title given to a person who starts and runs their own business. To run a successful business, you need a good idea and a lot of hard work. Thomas Edison said, genius, 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. I think the same could be said of success in business. The amount of time and effort required to make new businesses successful and profitable is often the main factor for deterring people from trying to run their own business and leads many to choose to work for an existing company instead. Restaurants have the highest failure rate of all businesses people try to start and run. People make the mistake of thinking that they're restaurant experts because they have been to many and know what they like. Because of this, many people try to run their own, and there isn't always a big enough market for all the restaurants to run profitably. Often, entrepreneurs make the most money running businesses in new, creative, or underdeveloped industries. Translation Challenge. Number 1.
Él dirige la oficina de Nueva York.
He runs the New York office. Number 2.
La está dirigiendo mucho mejor ahora.
He's running it much better now. Number 3.
¿Quién manda aquí?
Who runs the show here? Number 4.
No podemos dirigir el negocio así para siempre.
We can't run the business this way forever. Number 5.
El señor Smith no puede dirigir el negocio para siempre.
Mr. Smith can't run the business forever. Interrogative challenge. Number 1. Mr. Jones runs the office. Who runs the office? Number 2. He's been running it for 3 years. How long has he been running it? Number 3. He runs it very well. How does he run it? Number 4. She runs her business from her home. Where does she run her business from? Number 5. He runs it poorly because he doesn't understand the market. Why does he run it poorly? To run. Uso 4. Funcionar. In recent years, an increasing effort has been made to develop vehicles that run on alternative fuel sources. The idea of cars running on electricity is not a new one. Detroit Electric was a brand of car produced by the Anderson Electric Car Company as early as 1907 in Detroit, Michigan. For a number of reasons, cars running on electricity have never been able to compete with those that run on gasoline or diesel, but that trend is starting to change. Hybrid vehicles that run on a mix of gasoline and electricity are becoming more common, and other engines that run on natural gas or ethanol are becoming increasingly popular. One of the problems with running vehicles on ethanol is that the ethanol typically comes from corn crops, which, if used for ethanol production, can't be used as food. The electric car in general seems to be held back by the limitations of refueling time needed between intervals of running the engine. Until recharging times can be significantly reduced, I expect it will be unlikely that purely electric cars will become broadly accepted. Furthermore, the environmental benefits of running our vehicles on electricity may not be as great as many people expect, since countries will have to produce more electricity to power these vehicles, and power plants still largely run on fossil fuels. Translation Challenge. Number 1.
Este coche funciona con etanol.
This car runs on ethanol. Number 2.
Este motor está funcionando más eficientemente que nunca.
The engine is running more efficiently than ever. Number 3.
No tenemos suficiente combustible para mantener el motor funcionando.
We don't have enough fuel to keep the engine running. Number 4.
Mantén el motor en marcha hasta que salgamos.
Keep the engine running until we come out. Number 5.
El reloj funciona con dos pilas pequeñas.
The clock runs on 2 small batteries. Interrogative challenge. Number 1. My clock stopped running at 3 o'clock. When did your clock stop running? Number 2. It runs on a combination of gasoline and electricity. What does it run on? Number 3. The engine is running really well. How's the engine running? Number 4. It's been running smoothly since we changed the oil. How long has it been running smoothly? Number 5. It runs well because the fuel is pure. Why does it run well?